In the Castle of Evil, a battle occurs between the evil wizard Grindelwald and the rest of the wizards. We see the news spreading everywhere about Grindelwald, who will expose the world of wizards to ordinary people. We also learn that this world is very secret, and it has become prohibited for any wizard to raise magical creatures. Currently, there is anxiety because of this evil one. Here, a ship from Britain arrives in America, and this is Newt with his suitcase that moves by itself. Even that, he talks to the one inside the suitcase and tells him, "It is almost over. Keep quiet." Then, he goes to the customs officer and the lock opens by itself. So the customs officer tells him, "Open the suitcase," but Newt presses on a button that makes ordinary clothes appear to him. That's it, he passes customs. But something strange happens in this city. The man tells the ordinary investigator, this was a black ghost, and it has white eyes. It destroyed the whole place. So the ordinary investigator mocks him until the person who is not ordinary, Graves, arrives. Suddenly, something strange happens, and the same monster begins to tear everything and passes through the heart of the road. Graves looks very happy, and we will know why in a little while. Here, Newt walks in the new country until he arrives at people gathered around a woman who is babbling and telling people that there is witchcraft among them. Of course, no one believes her. This is Jacob, and he has the same suitcase as Newt. Even that, he gets stuck in his suitcase. So the woman tells him, "You came for the truth, right?" He tells her, "No, I'm just passing by coincidence." Here, a man throws a coin. Its sound is heard and makes a creature come out from the heart of Newt's suitcase. They saw Newt here, and he is going to steal the poor man's money. So he runs quickly to return it and enters the bank after the creature. He kept looking for him until the employee saw him spinning around. So he pretended to be waiting to do work and sat next to Jacob by coincidence. The one coming wants to take a loan to open the bakery of his dreams. He saw the creature stealing from people, and Newt ran to it, but it left an egg in its place. Jacob, when he saw it, was shocked and took it inside his pocket, and he is going to the bank manager. While Newt is still spinning behind the thieving creature that desires anything that shines, at the same time, the egg looks like it will hatch with Jacob. The manager does not agree to give him a loan to open the luxury sweets bakery that he wants, because he has no guarantee and keeps diminishing his dream. While outside, Newt is still chasing the thieving creature, and even the dog chain coveted it as soon as he saw it shining. So, Newt ran to it, but it escaped from him and entered inside a vault in the bank. Jacob is still trying with the bank manager, but without any benefit, and keeps embarrassing him. So, the thief sat collecting gold and stealing, and Newt cannot reach it at all until Jacob bumps into him and tells him, "Your egg is hatching." There is one watching him, and he pulls Jacob with his magical wand. As soon as he reached him, he transferred him inside with him so that the egg hatches with them. The one that had a magical creature like a bird, but a snake. Here, the manager glimpses Jacob, who is sitting not understanding how he arrived here, while Newt puts the creature in the suitcase and a plant that is moving in his pocket. Here, he saw the thief inside the bank's vault. So, he says a spell to open the locks, but the bank owner arrived here and saw them stealing. So, he activates the alarm bell, and Newt fixes it and enters the vault afterwards to catch the little thief. He kept taking out from him all the jewelry and gold that he stole. He had hidden them inside his small pocket. But the police arrive at the place, and Newt comes out and was transferred outside. The strange woman above is following everything. When Newt came to erase Jacob's memory, because it is forbidden for any ordinary person to know anything about them, he hit him with the suitcase quickly and escaped, then pretended to be someone walking. This one gets up and takes Newt with her also, and asks him who you are, and what you do, and what this suitcase is all about. She keeps telling him, there is no meaning other than this time that your creatures cause problems in, and arrests him because she is from the Wizard Council like the police, meaning, but for wizards. The problem is that Newt did not erase the memory of the ordinary one who is Jacob, and it turns out that this is a second case by itself. So, she tells him, I am forced to arrest you, and takes him with her to the Wizard Council and passes through a door designated for wizards. No ordinary human knows this place. On the way, she tells him magical creatures are forbidden in the city, and there is an indicator here that measures the degree of exposure of wizards to ordinary people. The place is full of strange things, like the little goblins that work here. This is the president of the Wizards in America, and her right arm Graves. They talk about the hidden monster that is destroying the city, and they do not know it. She tells him the matter must be resolved before ordinary people know anything, because if they knew, a war might occur between wizards and ordinary humans. Poor Tina comes to interrupt the meeting, but no one agrees to listen to her because she turned out to be expelled from the Wizard Council anyway, and she was a former investigator. So, she goes down, and she is broken, and talks with Newt and learns that he travels many countries to compile a book about magical creatures. She hides as soon as her manager arrives in the new department because he comes to yell at her after she involved herself in work that is not her work. Here, Graves arrived also. So she told him quickly that she caught Newt and with him magical creatures. But the surprise is that this suitcase is not his. At the same time, Jacob goes and finds the suitcase moving by itself and strange sounds coming out, and immediately a strange Bambi creature comes out of it and another hidden one, and they all escape from the window. The Bambi attacked Jacob, and the apartment was destroyed. In this strange house lives a young introvert, Credence, and the place is like a shelter for the homeless. The owner of the house is the same woman who tries to expose the wizards, exploits these children to distribute the pamphlets that talk about the wizards. Tina, after she was embarrassed in front of Graves, finally walks with Newt. Suddenly, he saw a huge insect like this from Newt's creatures and knew that it escaped from his suitcase. People are gathered at Jacob's house that was destroyed. Newt entered the house quickly, and found Jacob bitten by the Bambi. He quickly began to return the house again as it was before Tina arrives and sees the destruction inside. When she came, she asks him, "The suitcase was open?" He told her, "Something simple." She does not know that many monsters came out of it to the street. When she went to see Jacob, the Bambi came out in her face, and Newt entered inside the suitcase quickly from here. Then he went to erase Jacob's memory, but she prevents him and tells him, "No. This is a witness, and also the monster bit him." He told her, "No, this bite is not dangerous." But the obvious is the opposite. Newt for the first time sees bite symptoms like this on any other person and told her, "If the situation is dangerous, gas will come out consisting of fire from a place that does not benefit Jacob." When Jacob heard this talk and that he will release fire gas, he felt that he got involved. Tina became angry because Newt will expose the wizard community in front of one of the ordinary people. She gets up and takes them both and left behind them the little thief. In the street, one of the creatures has the ability to hide. It walks, keeps stealing things and messing up the world, and none of the ordinary people understands what is happening. Another one, similar to the one that hatched from the egg, entered inside an old house, and its size grew very large. Now, the strange woman goes to the largest newspaper in the country with the son of the newspaper owner, the one who enters the office to his father quickly without permission, and he is sitting with his other brother, whom the father loves more than him. So, the son keeps telling his father, "I found you a strong news for the newspaper. The country has magic, and things happen." But the father has no time for this nonsense and is busy with his favorite son, who will be president. They mock this woman and the children with her. Before they leave, Henry Shaw calls Credence and tells him secretly, "Throw this paper in the garbage that you came from." While these two are still taking Jacob with them to Tina's house and took them out in secret at her apartment before the owner of the place sees them. Queenie is surprised that her sister brought strange men with her. Jacob, when he saw her, froze in his place. It turned out also that she reads minds and knew that Jacob is upset because he did not get the loan from the bank and wants to open the bakery of his dreams. So, the demiguise appeared again in front of Newt outside in the street. He sneaked to the door, but Queenie understood him and reads his thoughts. Here, she starts making them some food with her power. At the same time, Credence stayed in the street until he met Graves, who looks like this, hiding his secrets and not smooth and pretending to be afraid for him from bullying and the torment that he suffers with the woman. He tells him, "Do you have new news or not about the child who has terrible power?" He told him, "No, I am still searching for him." Graves tells him that he saw him in a vision, and he is standing next to him and became one of the wizards. It is very clear that Graves keeps manipulating him to search for a certain child they have in the house. It is clear that Queenie is very impressed with Jacob, who was tired from his Bambi bite, and she is sitting, keeps reading his thoughts. Tina told her, "Do not get attached to him, because this way we will erase his memory." The next morning, they must go search for Newt's creatures that escaped in the street. Here, Tina invites them to some cocoa and leaves them to sleep. But Newt has another plan. He opens the suitcase and goes down into it in front of Jacob, who is very surprised and keeps laughing. No. And also Newt gestures to him that he goes after him, but his weight does not allow him until he got stuck. Newt pulls him from below inside the suitcase. Suddenly, Jacob finds himself in a complete house inside the suitcase. Newt keeps searching for a treatment for the Bambi bite because ordinary people are affected more by Bambi, the treatment he makes from the poison. And this poison he extracts from the strange creature that has many events in our story. And remember it. And he is very happy, and he keeps playing with it. Then they take him to his world inside the suitcase and the many strange creatures that live in it. It turned out that the wizard Newt is very kind and collects these monsters from every place on Earth to protect them from humans, and also protects them from extinction like this lion eagle, and the one he brought to America to release it. There are other creatures. Its shape is very strange. Even Newt made a corner for each creature like this special for it, and as a portal to a special world for it, and lives in it. But this plant, when he came to return it to the rest of its family, it did not agree because it is very attached to Newt. Then they go to feed the birds that are like these snakes. Here, Jacob enters a snowy place, and this is a corner in it, a terrifying black creature, and he keeps approaching it, and he is not conscious, if not that Newt catches up with him quickly and tells him, "Go back," and tells him that this is a creature called Obscurus, and you will know its type also in a little while with the events. The important thing is that he asks Jacob, if an animal loves water and trees and open areas, where it will go. He told him, of course the park. Now Newt wants to take it there, but Jacob keeps telling him, the two girls still brought us cocoa. Do we leave them and go like this? He told him, anyway, they will erase your memory as soon as they know that you recovered from the bite. He told him, no, okay, I will help you. At the same time, Credence returns to the house late and found the same woman sitting waiting for him. She gets up and takes the belt from him to hit him with it because of his delay. Here in the park, the children play and find something passing under the frozen water. While these two are going on the way there, suddenly Newt sees signs he knows well, things shining thrown everywhere. Our friend the thief pretends he is not here at all and is hiding. But as soon as he saw Newt, the chase of the thief began as usual. Jacob Standing does not know where to go because this one stormed a jewelry store and also keeps breaking the world inside. Jacob himself says, "Oh, Earth, split and swallow me." As soon as he reached him, the glass broke, this also about to fall. Before the thief escapes, he pulls him with the wand, and all the jewelry comes out from the pocket that he hid it in. He stole a lot of jewelry. Finally, Newt was able to catch him. But okay, the police also arrived to them, and they are stuck in the jewelry. Jacob looked to his left, found a lion escaped, and quickly they exploited the situation and escaped they also. Okay, they arrived at the park. Newt gives him a helmet, and Jacob does not understand why. The surprise is that the monster stormed the zoo, so they also wear armor for protection, and he does not understand why. When they entered inside, they found the monster standing at a hippopotamus. This monster turned out to be female in mating season. Newt puts perfume to attract it to him and left the bottle with Jacob. And oh, if he did not do it. The important thing, he goes to open the suitcase and begins to dance its mating dance for it to attract it to him and make it roll as he does. Indeed, it rolls and was about to reach the suitcase, but the perfume spilled on Jacob by mistake, and the smell spread from him. So this one runs after him quickly, and he keeps escaping from it everywhere, and it does not leave him. The monkey steals Newt's magical wand and keeps sitting for him, wants it from him, while Jacob reached the top of the tree, and it is still sitting for him, and also digs its horn in the tree to make him explode completely, and Jacob falls to the ground and continues running after him. Okay, Newt arrives with the wand on the ice, and they all slide, and he is able to put the suitcase for it to pull it from behind inside the suitcase. One by one, before it reaches its lover Jacob, he was able to enter it all in the suitcase. Who is sitting watching? Tina waited until they entered inside the suitcase, they also, and ran closed on them. But not all endings are beautiful. Remember, the newspaper owner and his son, who is running to be president, came out in a party talking a little, but the hidden monster comes to take revenge. Tina sees the light keeps turning off and knows that something is passing beside her, But this one was going to Henry Shaw and entered its destruction and took revenge on him in front of everyone because he mocked Credence in the company and told him, "Go to the garbage that you came from." Okay, his life ended, and the exposure rate rises more in the Wizard Council. Tina ran quickly to go to their president, White, but she did not know that she is in a meeting with the presidents of wizards in all countries of the world. She told them, "Yesterday a young man arrived with this suitcase, and many monsters came out of it." She told her, "You still remember to tell me now after one died who is Henry." This one hits the suitcase, and Newt comes out of it and finds himself on the stage in front of everyone. They begin to accuse him that one of his monsters did this. When he saw the dead Henry, he told them, "No, these are obscurus marks," and they all got scared. The president tells him, "This is nonsense. There is no obscurus at all here." They take the suitcase from him and arrest the three. He keeps telling them, "You understand wrong. I and my monsters are not harmful," and they drag them with them outside. Newt keeps shouting and saying, "My monsters are not dangerous." Okay, this one comes to apologize to him after she handed him over completely. No, and also got imprisoned with him. Jacob asks them, "What is obscurus that they talked about this?" Newt told them, "I met one of 3 months in Sudan, and these are not many like before. They became very few. The matter started when ordinary people kept hunting wizards, so the young children who are born wizards were afraid and suppressed their magic inside them so that no one hunts them. But too much suppression turns their magic inside them into a terrifying monster called obscurus. But this happens with children whose age is less than 10 years, and then they all die. Even the girl he met in Sudan died, and she was 8 years old. This means that in the city, a child inside him, obscurus, killed Henry. At the same time, this mysterious girl keeps playing in the same house of the suspicious woman, and they give them paper like every time to distribute it, but she throws it in the air and that's it, and ignores it. Newt and Tina are taken to Graves, who takes out obscurus from his suitcase. He told them, "No, this I took it out from the Sudanese girl before she died when I was trying to save her, and as long as there is no human host for it, then it has no need." But this one sentences him to death because he threatened the secrecy of the wizard community that they try to keep away from ordinary people. And also, Tina is tried with him. Queenie hears her sisters scream, and she is crying and ran to catch up with her. These took them to their death preparation room and take out from her mind her beautiful memories to make her quiet and calm. And she begins to watch her mother in her memories. While here, Queenie goes to threaten this employee that she will tell his wife that he is cheating on her with another one. So he gives her Jacob on the basis that she will erase his memory as required of him. And indeed, she takes him aside, but to go catch up with the others. Here, Tina sat on the death chair and began to see other memories when she went to save Credence from the domineering woman. This beautiful plant began to move and unties Newt's handcuffs. So the poison creature comes out and he threw it to start flying in the place and distract them, and he hits these women. But one wand falls from them in the strange water that turns it into liquid metal. Here, these two storm Graves' office to take Newt and Tina's things. Here, Tina woke up from her dreams and got scared that she will melt. Newt kept telling her, "Jump on the creature's back." And indeed, at the last moment, she jumps on its back and reaches him to escape. But the alarm bell activates, and the elite guards began to run after them. Newt throws at them the same poison creature until they met by coincidence with these two. And Queenie took them all in the suitcase to escape with them from the whole place. Graves went immediately to Credence and tells him, "Did you still not find the child?" But he knew that he was hit again from the same woman, and it is clear that Credence's soul is broken from this woman. So he puts a chain on him and tells him, "When you find the child, touch it, and I will come to you immediately," and keeps telling him, You are different," and deceives him with words, and that he will be one of the wizards like them. While here, Newt tells them that still one of the creatures is missing, and the problem is that it is hidden, and it is clear that Newt is impressed with it. But this one remembers an informant she was dealing with before, and he will guide them to the place of the hidden creature. She gets up and takes them to the secret place that it is in. But while they are sitting, Newt talks with her and asked her about the boy he saw in her memories in the water. She told him, "Credence, his mother who hits him a lot and also hates him." It turned out that Tina lost her job when she attacked this woman and was defending him. While this is her informant and looks like he wants something expensive to cooperate with them, but nothing pleased him except the good plant. He told him, "This will open the locks. I want it." But when Newt refused, he got up and left. Newt catches it by force, and it is very attached to him and gives it to him. The informant gets up telling him the place of the hidden one. Newt asked him, "Okay, what is the truth of Graves?" But this one did not agree to say, and turned out set up an ambush for them, and the wizard elite came to arrest them all. Jacob gives him in his face immediately, brought him to the ground. Newt took the good plant again and escaped from the place quickly. While in the woman's house, Credence searches in the girl's things, who is always next to him, and he suspects her and finds a toy magical wand. And of course, this is a disaster in this house. The woman arrives, and as soon as she sees it, she goes crazy and catches Credence to hit him with the belt after he told her that this wand is his, not the girl's. But the girl came and told her that it is hers. Here, the belt flew from her hand. When she came to catch the belt again, it moved away from her, and the darkness monster appeared immediately, killed this woman, and who in reality is not Credence's mother, and this monster destroyed the place. While these arrived at the place of the hidden one who took the suitcase and is going to collect in it some sweets, and this is the hidden after it appeared, and its shape is in a hurry with the sweets, and ran up to the second floor. Newt coming after him slowly, and he says that this type can see moments from the future. It turned out that he brought the sweets to feed another creature Newt had forgotten, and it is the bird with snake body. Newt tells her this grows according to the place it is in. Suddenly, the hidden one saw the future, and this disaster will happen. Indeed, Jacob hits the ball that scares the creature, and with its bird brain. So this one immediately starts spinning the place and destroys everything because of its size. They must find an insect and a teapot quickly. They all kept running after the cockroaches. Okay. The bird fixed in its place as soon as it saw the cockroach in Jacob's hand. He throws it towards the teapot that is with Tina. It goes after it immediately, and its size begins to shrink to fit the size of the teapot, and enters behind the cockroach inside. Newt came immediately and closed on it. Then they went down inside the suitcase to return the hidden one to its place, and also the bird to its sisters. This even the mother of Horn is here and kind, and the thief also sat with its gold, while the plant quarrels with Newt because he wanted to give it to the ghoul, but he keeps telling her, "Impossible, I was leaving you with him." Queenie sees a picture of a girl inside, and this was the girl he loved in school days. He told her, "Do not read my thoughts." She knows the sadness that is inside him from this matter, and that Lita, who is in the picture, did not love him as he loves her. Suddenly, the lion eagle appeared, and the world lighting in thunder, and this is a sign that there is danger he feels. At the same time, Graves goes to meet Credence but finds him in his destroyed house, the woman dead, and Credence keeps crying. He told him, "Obscurus here, where did the girl go?" But Credence keeps crying and tells him, "Help me." He gave him a punch in his face and told him, "Shut up," and took him with him and went searching for the girl and entered her old house that she lived in. Graves shows his true nature and tells him, "You will never be one of us. I am done with you," and entered inside to the scared girl in hiding. The trick here was that the real Obscurus did not come out the girl. This came out. He is Credence himself, who destroys wall after the third to appear in front of Graves. He told him immediately, "I am sorry. I did not mean," and quickly brought back, and the poor Credence thought his friend and wants him to help him and begins to release Obscurus and flies among the houses and destroys everything, houses and asphalt. The group okay, above and seeing it. Newt tells Tina, "Leave my animals with you, if I did not return again and take care of them," and he went to him. She gives it to Queenie and tells her the same talk and goes after him. Queenie gives it to Jacob to go after her, but he tells her, "No, I am with you." Graves also goes after him and tells him, "You stayed all this alive and this monster inside you. This is a miracle. Think what we will do if we cooperate with each other." But Credence knows that he keeps exploiting him and pushes him. Tina came and knew that Credence is the monster Obscurus itself. She told Newt, "Catch him quickly and save him." And she went to fight Graves and kept hitting him, but he is much stronger than her and could not at all stand in front of him. At the same time, the President Pickery sees the battle and sends her elite men there to catch the world before the exposure. Newt goes to call Credence and tells him, "I will help you," but this does not listen to him. The elite arrived and kept hitting him, but he kept escaping and going towards the metro. These standing like this, like shadows, they have no need, and shot at him. He entered the place and destroyed it all to return calm to his shape and go down inside the metro. Quickly, Newt goes after him. The elite came, surrounded the place with this dome, and Graves arrives after them, and also Tina. The important thing is that Newt tries to talk with him calmly and keeps telling him, "I came to help you." But as soon as he begins to calm and return normal, Graves arrived and hit Newt. Credence goes running in the face of the train by coincidence, and Graves catches up with him. Then, the fight was with Newt, and the power difference between the two was clear, and that Graves' power is terrifying. And you will understand also in a little while why. The ordinary people outside gathered and keep filming. Below, Credence transforms again and kept destroying everything randomly. The Toop escaping from him everywhere so that he does not kill them. And he keeps destroying and coming out from the asphalt up to the sky and returns down on them again. But Tina arrives quickly and told him, "Stop," and kept talking with him to calm him, she who was defending him before, and tells him, "This man exploits you." Here, the elite arrived, and Graves tells them, "Do not anyone hurt him." Of course he wants him alive, but these descend in him, hitting all together until they destroyed him, and OK Evaporated fell in the air. Graves went crazy and kept saying, "The president, you know what you did. This was wrong." And his true nature began to appear, and that he is not at all standing in their side with their laws, and that they hide from ordinary humans while they are much stronger than them. He told her, "Okay, I am done with this talk," and walks. But she told the elite, "Arrest him." He decided to return on them all and take them one after the other. It was clear that he is stronger than everyone indeed, until Newt takes out the swooping evil again from here and catches it quickly and fixes its hands behind its back, and arrested him. Then he throws on him the spell that reveals its true identity, and it turns out he is the evil wizard Grindelwald himself, and was arrested finally. The president apologizes for what happened to Newt. We see like this a part of Obscurus flies to the second part of this beautiful movie. The president says, "Impossible, we erase the memory of all people in the city. We this way got exposed." Newt told her, "No, I have the solution," and took out the Thunderbird from his pocket and bids it farewell and gives it the poison itself that he extracted from the swooping evil that he treated Jacob with before to erase the memory, and releases it to the sky to spread its poison in the clouds, and rain falls on the whole city. The rain erases the memory of all people. The elite begins to spread and fix all the buildings that were broken and destroyed in the city again before people comprehend what happened. The president says, "Even Jacob there is no exception," and asks them to bid him farewell first. They actually come out to bid him farewell, and they are very sad and crying because he became one of them. But okay, he comes out under the rain after he bid them farewell and forgets everything. When he opens his eyes, he does not find anyone in front of him and returns to his normal, boring life in the factory. But someone bumped into him, and who was Newt meaning, and left him a suitcase, and escaped quickly. This suitcase had eggshells with a message wrote to him in it that he takes this magical eggshell as a guarantee in the bank to take his loan. Okay, Newt begins to bid Tina farewell to return to his country. It is clear that the two love each other and also shy. Newt tells her, "I will give you a copy of my book," and she told him, "Of course I will wait for you." After 3 months, Jacob succeeds in his bakery project and makes sweets similar to the creatures that belong to Newt, and without understanding why and how. Suddenly, a customer entered, kept looking at her like this, until he smiled because he began to remember her again. This was the end of the first part. The second part begins now. Grindelwald becomes imprisoned in the prison of the American Ministry of Magic. Strong and strict protection surrounds him. A man from the European Ministry of Magic comes to take him to be judged there for the crimes that he committed. When they took him, all the prisoners kept cheering his name. He clearly has great popularity among the criminals. The administration employee gives Grindelwald things like his magic wand and his very important chain. The carriage immediately shackles him as soon as he boarded it, and the horses fly with it under the rain. Strict guards follow them, but this employee turns out to have a secret and quickly flies behind them. The person who appears to be Grindelwald is not Grindelwald. He switches places with the employee to deceive them all and make an escape plan. He begins to attack all the guards one after the other, but he cannot open the protected carriage door. Therefore, he drives it himself, takes it to the water surface, fills it with water from inside, and then flies with it again. He seems to want something important from inside, and he continues to hit the guards who remain behind him with lightning to get rid of them. He then manages to break the door and enters to take the chain from the employee's mouth. He tells him, "You chose the right path thus, and you will now also know a little about the secret of this chain." He then throws the European man from above. The man manages to catch himself with his magic before he reaches the water, but the evil wizard Grindelwald has already escaped. The film's hero, this Newt, stays in the European Ministry of Magic and plays with the good Niffler that attaches to him closely. His ex, Leta, arrives here. He loved her in his school days, but she left him and went to his brother. She tells him, "Your brother Theseus will be happy if you stay in the ministry." His brother comes and tells him, "Open your mind and give them a chance because this is the 5th time they have tried with you." The relationship between the brothers is clearly not the best, especially after Theseus got engaged to his girlfriend. In the ministry administration meeting, they tell him, "You caused very many problems in America in the past part, and you became banned from travel." They immediately silence him when he comes to tell them, "I did not do anything. On the contrary, I saved them from evil." They tell him, "We can cancel this problem if you join the Ministry of Magic and stay with us, specifically in your brother's department. Otherwise, you will remain completely banned from travel." He knows that they are twisting his arm to make him join them and tells them, "Impossible." They then begin to tell him that the world of magic and the world of ordinary people have been living in peace for years. But the evil Grindelwald wants to destroy this stability and destroy the world of ordinary people. The problem is that many people from the magic world have begun to look at this evil wizard as a hero. They also believe that the young Credence, who has terrible evil power inside him, is the one who will help him in his plan. Newt wonders and tells him, "You make me feel that Credence is alive." His brother tells him, "Yes, he turned out alive from the past war. He managed to survive and became a miracle of the fighting, but he managed to escape to Europe, and we do not know where he is now." Newt understands here that they want him to search for Credence and also kill him. An annoying man appears, mocking Newt and telling him, "You are still the same. I will take your place in this mission." Newt stands and leaves, and they tell him, "You are thus still banned from travel." His brother comes behind him, angry, and tells him, "You must choose a side to stand with." Newt tells him, "I do not choose sides," and hugs him before he leaves. He secretly tells him, "They are watching you." The annoying man takes the job instead of Newt. We go to France and find Grindelwald standing and smelling the house that he will stay in. He likes the smell of this house. His men enter and quickly finish off the people of the house, taking them out in coffins afterward. When he enters, he tells them, "We are not monsters. Our dream needs this." But he hears a child's voice in the room sitting alone, and they also finish him like his family. They are clearly not monsters at all. Here, Newt walks in the street and realizes that a man from the ministry is walking behind him, spying on him. He quickly escapes from him and makes some storms to turn him back from the path. Suddenly, he finds a thestral flying in front of him and pointing toward him. He greets it and takes it with him to Dumbledore, his professor from magic school days, who fills the city with fog so that they can descend and walk together in it. Dumbledore turns out to be the one who sent him to America in the first part, because he knew that Newt was the only one who could handle the battle. He quickly takes Newt and escapes from the spy, who was also watching them. They pull the light from the lamps so that they hide from him in the darkness. The evil Grindelwald's visions come to him about what happened long ago. The vision shows that the obscurus beast is the one who will kill Grindelwald's most dangerous enemy, and that most dangerous enemy turns out to be Dumbledore himself, who now stands with Newt. The beast that Grindelwald wants exists inside Credence. Dumbledore had sent Newt to America because of that, not to kill Credence, but to protect him from the crazy evil. They move once more, and he tells him that Credence is now in Paris, trying to search for his real family. The wizards keep passing a rumor among them that he is the last child in a rare, pure-blood lineage, meaning Leta's brother, whom Newt loved. However, this talk is not true. He must find him now, because he is in danger, or because he makes danger for people with his power. He gives Newt a card that will take him to a house in France, so that if he wants any help or a place to stay in, and quickly escapes from the place. Newt keeps telling him, "No, I am banned from travel, and you will thus imprison me all my life," and also asks him, "Why do you not do this yourself?" Dumbledore tells him, "I cannot face Grindelwald. You must be the one who faces him." Newt tells him, "Okay," takes the card from him and leaves, pretending to be prohibited. But Dumbledore was tempting him and leaves him the card with the Thestral and then returns to his house again. He finds the Light being kidnapped. This turns out to be the son of the thief, who loves to steal everything shiny. And his brother also. Newt makes a move and catches the two and puts them in his pocket at once. The third of them quickly passes on the bottle cap in front of him and descends behind him into the basement, where he made a world dedicated to all the magical creatures that he rescues, like a reserve for them. This is his assistant, Bunty, who goes to catch the third and takes them all to their cage so that they stop stealing. Newt notices that she got hurt from a creature that he had actually warned her not to approach because it is dangerous, and he goes and dives to it himself. The creature is some algae in the shape of a seahorse, and he remains flying with it in the heart of the water, but comes out playing with it. Newt comes out of the water and gives it the treatment and its food until they hear a sound above in the house. He tells Bunty, "Go take a vacation every little while," but she does not agree, and quickly comes out to see who entered the house. They are Jacob and Queenie, the surprise, whom he met in America in the first part. Newt was surprised that Jacob's memory was not erased, as they were supposed to do, but Jacob told him, the bad memories are the ones that get erased, but I remembered everything as soon as I saw Queenie after she came to my shop because her memories are sweet. The two are happy now because they will marry, so Newt quickly comes out searching for Tina, her sister, but she did not come with them, it turns out. Queenie tells him that she and her sister are quarreling because she does not agree that she marries an ordinary human, because this is of course forbidden in the magic world, and Tina works in the Ministry of Magic. They also let him know that Tina got upset from him when she knew that he got engaged to Lita and saw his picture in the news. He told her, "No, this is not me. This is my brother Theseus, who got engaged to her and will marry her." But Tina already saw her life with another one after she saw the news and ignored Newt, who loved her. Jacob keeps behaving strangely every little while. Newt spoke in his thoughts because Queenie actually reads thoughts and told her, "You enchanted him and brought him here forcibly against his will." She told him, "Sure no, it did not happen." He quickly stands and begins to remove her magic from him. Jacob turns out not to know what is happening and came here forcibly, not by his will. Queenie will not be Queenie then, and she gets upset quickly. He went behind her to try to understand. She wants him to marry her, but this is forbidden because wizards cannot marry ordinary people, and both will be imprisoned if anyone knew. The magic world is actually hidden and does not want to be exposed among ordinary people. Jacob keeps explaining this to her, but she is not convinced at all, nor wants to accept this situation, and sees that he is a coward. She reads his thoughts, where he says that she is crazy and quickly leaves him and leaves without him speaking. Newt finds a torn message in her place from her sister Tina, telling her in it that she went to Paris. Jacob descends to him below in the basement and finds him preparing the bag and everything so that he will go to Paris searching for Tina and also Credence. Jacob told him, "Yes, and Queenie will have gone to her, and I will find her there." Newt and Jacob prepare to travel, the two of them, and he takes with him the thief children and the thief personally also and took them in the same bag at the same time. In Paris, Tina goes passing from a secret place belonging to magic and goes to their side that is isolated from the side of ordinary people, and there is a kind of magic circus. Credence, whom they are searching for, is inside, and Nagini also, who transforms into a snake at night and deals like animals here. He clearly loved her and tells her, "We will escape tonight from this abomination." But the abomination reached them and controls them and tells him, "Stay away from her. Go prepare the strange beast for the show." The circus owner begins to present Nagini and tells the people, her blood is cursed and transforms into a beast, and keeps waiting for her to transform in front of the people so that they laugh at her and wonder. But she does not do it, until suddenly she transforms into a snake once. Credence frees creatures that light fire from her tail, and she attacked the circus owner, and the place began to burn. Tina also sees a big beast like a lion that has a tail being freed in front of them and quickly escapes from the place. The circus owner, the wizard, and his ghoul begin to already collect the mat and leave from this country. But Tina comes to ask him about Credence. So he told her, "This one searches for his mother. All those who are with me think themselves will go to their families, but he exploits them all in reality." Credence managed to escape this time with the snake girl. She sees one standing behind her and went to speak with him. His name is Yusuf Kama, and he searches for Credence like her because he is his relative, according to the rumors that came out. He tells her, "If I showed you something that clarifies the truth of Credence and prevents the ministry from killing him, will you leave him?" She told him, "Maybe." So he told her, "Then come with me." At the same time, Grindelwald does his work so that he reaches Credence's location, who keeps searching for his real mother, and tells his men, "This is our victory key." One of his men wonders and tells him, "The most dangerous person to our cause is Dumbledore. You can go and finish him." The man wonders and falls silent and does not know how to reply to him because Dumbledore is very dangerous. So Grindelwald tells them, Credence is the only one who can stand in Dumbledore's face and finish him. Here he spoke and tells him he can really kill Dumbledore because this is the strongest wizard, and this man appears afraid of him. But these two walk here. Newt keeps talking about Tina and is nervous and does not know what to do also because she is with another one higher than him in position. So Jacob reassures him that everything will be fine. They arrive at the smuggler who will take them to France, and Newt pays so that he does not tell anyone that he traveled. They immediately enter the heart of the bucket and finally arrive quickly to Paris and pass from the magic door to the magic side. He immediately begins to lift fingerprints with his magic so that he sees everything that happened in this place before. He saw Tina and also licked the ground so that he could hear and see the Chinese lion with a tail who can transfer to another place with one jump. He then knew the place where Tina stood, and a strange person came behind her, and this feather fell from him here. The feather already flies behind her so that she guides them to the place of this strange person. They quickly run behind her. At the same time, Queenie goes to strange stairs so that she descends to the French Ministry of Magic because she wants to meet her sister Tina, but her name is not in the records, and her bag falls, and she is nervous. This old woman passes in front of her, but she turns out to be one of Grindelwald's followers, and they are coming here so that they steal a strange box. Queenie came out when she heard Jacob speaking as he passed in the street and quickly ran and tried to catch him. But he was walking quickly, and she could not reach him. She sat crying under the rain, and she was upset until this woman, who is following the evil wizard, came to her and took her with her. At the same time, Credence goes to the place where he knew his mother was. But he was surprised when he entered to find that she does not resemble her at all. She turns out to be his nanny and tells him, "You were a beautiful boy." But the annoying man from the ministry arrived and came out passing from the wall normally and immediately went and held Nagini's hand and imprisoned her in the wall so that he could attack Credence. But he hit the woman and she died. He quickly made protection for himself because Credence transformed and began to destroy everything and attacks him with Obscurus. But the annoying man remained steady until he brought in a backup and quickly escaped. The two found the nanny already dead before he could know anything from her about his family. The annoying man actually turns out to be a spy in the ministry for the benefit of the evil Grindelwald, who tells him, "Watch Credence and protect him because it is in all our interest." These two remained sitting with the feather until the man they are searching for quickly arrived. The feather guided to him and stopped him. Newt asks him about Tina and tells him that she is from the ministry and they are coming to search for her. So he told him, "Okay, come with me." They go to a place like sewers under the city, and Tina was actually there, but this turned out to be a trap made by Yusuf Kama, and he imprisoned them all. He then goes to finish off Credence first, but something strange happens to him, and he faints. The good Niffler manages to open the door lock for them. Tina tells them that she wants a living compass so that he knows the place of Credence, but they hear the sound of the lion with a tail above. Newt comes out to him because he is causing anxiety above and scaring people. But Newt, the beast tamer, is the one who can handle him and managed to control him with a small toy and entered him inside the bag. But the ministry people in Europe go to his old school so that they can speak with Dumbledore because they know that he knows Grindelwald well and that he is the one behind Newt's arrival there also because he wants him to protect Credence. And this does not please them. But this head of the European ministry wants him to fight Grindelwald himself, of course, because he is as strong as him. But Dumbledore tells them, "No, I cannot." So he told him, "Because you were friends long ago, you must fight him, O Dumbledore." He told him, "I cannot again." The head of the ministry stands and puts bracelets on him so that he watches him all the time and knows the magic that he does, and called Theseus after he left and told him, "If Grindelwald makes a rebellion or a meeting, do not go there. Trust me." At the same time, Lita walks in the school. It turns out that this is her old school, where she was suffering from bullying, and where she also knew Newt, who was sitting with his magical animals all the time. Her professor, Dumbledore, comes to speak with her, and she tells him, "I know that you never loved me because I am evil." And the issue of the rumors that came out that Credence is her brother annoys her very much, and this reminds her of difficult, painful memories. The professor tries to help her get through the situation and tells her, "I lost a lot like you, and I was not hating you or anything." Queenie is still sitting in Paris with the strange woman, who did not agree to let her walk until she meets the evil Grindelwald, and managed to lure her here so that he plays with her mind and convinces her that she should stand with him and that she can marry Jacob, whom she loves, when they make their plan and make the wizards control the world. But Dumbledore goes to stand in front of the mirror and remembers when he and his friend Grindelwald pledged with blood that they will never fight each other. Newt and the others were actually existing with him in his friend's house in France, the one he told Newt about, but inside the bag, because Newt entered to deal with the Chinese lion with a tail, who clearly is very difficult. Jacob calls him and tells him, "Master, Tina is sitting here alone." The beast lifts him with its claws when he holds the chain and removes the spell from him and frees him, and then came out from the bag to Tina, who keeps dealing with him with all formality from the time they met, and asks him to treat Yusuf Kama, and he actually managed to treat him. She immediately leaves the place so that she avoids talking with him. So Jacob told him, "Master, what are you waiting for? Go behind her quickly." But they found the whole city being covered with something like a black shawl before he could explain to her that he still did not get engaged. This means that the evil Grindelwald summons all his followers, and Queenie herself passes from the shawl and goes to him. Tina says, "Thus he is already coming for Credence." Newt told her, "Okay, come quickly. We go to the French Ministry of Magic. There is a box there with the truth of Credence, and it will help us." But Grindelwald already goes to Credence on the surface and plays on his mind with words, as every time, and tells him, "Everything I do is for you, my dear," and gives him a paper with the address of the place and tells him, "You will know your truth there." Jacob stands here, shocked from sleep, and he is hungry, and he finds the house owner behind him, who now lives hundreds of years and made like goblins to the degree that Jacob greets him. Benefit multiplies with him. He stands and takes him to a magic ball and sees in it Credence and Queenie, who also went to the same place as Grindelwald at the tomb. Jacob is excited and told her, "Queenie, I am coming to you," and broke the old man's hand again and quickly pulled her before he knew that a disaster would happen there. The old man opens a book with a visual message recorded in it from one telling him, "You must go help them." But Newt changes his shape here to his brother Theseus because he is wanted for arrest in the ministry. He did not know that Theseus was existing at the same time in the same place. The head of the ministry orders him to go to the location of the evil wizard in the meeting that he made and arrest his men. Dumbledore had told him, "Do not go there," he remembered. But he sees his brother here in front of him and escapes from him, and his appearance returns to Newt again. But the alarm device worked because he is wanted for arrest, and Theseus is also coming running behind him. These two block his strike, and Tina got angry from this move and stood shackling him in the chair. The box came out with the evil wizard's men, the problem, and hid it in the place that Credence was told about because they are basically luring him there. Jacob arrives outside to the same place of the tombs, but someone fixes him from behind with the wand. But these two are still going to see the box and do not know that it is basically in the tombs with the evil wizard. Newt exploits the situation when they are alone and tells her, "I still did not get engaged. This was my brother Theseus." Leda also comes to the same place so that she can see her box, but the librarian's appearance is not smooth and she keeps watching them. The important thing is that Leda makes the library move so that she can see her box. These two cling to one of the shelves, but what Leda requested came out by chance. Her box was stolen from the place, and she found a message in its place telling that the box is in the tombs. But she saw Newt's good Niffler before she leaves, so she makes the shelf spin so that she finds them hanging in front of her. The librarian arrives here with the wild magic cats, and Newt tells them, These are devil souls guarding the ministry. She had already done it before he tells her that they will increase more if she hit it. She escaped with them quickly and began to run from them among the library and finds a bag in front of them. The lion with a tail came out from it here on Newt and kept hitting them and tries to escape from them. But these cats keep increasing and became running everywhere, and they are also not agreeing to leave him. The lion with the tail stands using its power and transfers to another place outside the ministry. The cats returned normal again as soon as they came out outside their place, and the lion with the tail remained loving Newt and playing with him. When they entered inside the tombs, they found that Yusuf Kama is the one who fixed Jacob and also Credence and the girl who is with him, and she turns out to know him. Kama is her big brother, the surprise. So Credence told her, "Then I am the one who has no name nor history." Kama stood telling him, "You are like us," and began to tell the story from its beginning. His father, Mustafa Kama, the pure-blood wizard, made a beautiful family with his wife and had a son, who was he, Yusuf Kama, until a French pure-blood came and loved Mustafa's woman and enchanted her so that he would take her from him after she had already given birth to Yusuf Kama. But the Frenchman married her, and she died after she gave birth to a second girl, who is Leta. Mustafa, the father, stood from the intensity of sorrow before he died and commanded his son that he avenge and kill the most important person in the life of the Frenchman. But Leta was not the one, because the Frenchman never loved her, and then married again by 3 months and had a second son, and loved this son very much, more than himself. Credence told him, "Meaning I am his son, whose name is Corvus." So Kama told him, "Yes, but your father gave you to your nanny as soon as he knew that I would avenge and kill you, and sent you on a ship to America. But the ship sank with you, and how you remained alive I do not know, but you must die here." Leta exploded with words and told him, "This talk is not true. Corvus, my brother, died, and I killed him with my hands." She brought her box so that she could show them the family tree that her French father made, which has all the male pictures in the family in it. She tells them that her father sent her to America, with the nanny also, and the ship began to sink during the storm. She stood and took her brother Corvus, who was crying, and switched him with another child in the room that was in front of them. The nanny came here from outside and stood and took her and her brother so that they could go out to ride the rescue boat from the water. The other boat overturned in front of them, and the woman was in it, and the real child Corvus, who is her brother, was with her. But he drowns in front of her eyes in the heart of the water, and she cannot reach him. They see Corvus's picture in front of them in the family tree, and it is extinguishing. And this means that he is really dead. Leta has been carrying his guilt on her neck since that time, but this means that Credence is not their brother at all. A door suddenly opened to the place of Grindelwald's meeting, and all his followers gathered in it. Jacob sees Queenie and quickly goes to her and tells her, "Come so that we escape from here." But she tells him, "No, wait until we see what his words will be." But Newt and Tina knew that this was a trap and they must escape from the place, but the followers surround them and take them among them. Grindelwald comes out to deceive all these people with sweet words, as every time, about the freedom of magic and that they are the most important and strongest. But he tells them, "Be careful. I do not hate ordinary people also." At the same time, the ministry people arrived at the place, and Theseus is with them, who tells them, "I want you to arrest all the people calmly and do not harm anyone," and began to enter among them with all calm. One of them defended herself before one of them hit her, so Grindelwald went to her, and our sweet thief stood going to him also. He then stands and tells everyone, "Spread and deliver my message to every place." They actually began to transfer one after the other from the place until all left, and he stands making a circle of fire here that only his true followers enter. He began to also convince the ministry investigators of magic, but did not find benefit, and began to push the fire on them that destroyed them. Credence decides to go with him so that he knows what his truth is, and the fire prevents Newt from going to catch him. Queenie was also deceived with words and thought that he is her salvation and the truth, and stood going with him and abandoned Jacob. Newt and his brother then attack with fire until Leta stopped it, and he was thinking that she would join with him, but she betrayed him as soon as he turned his face and blocked the betrayal. He managed to finish her and burn her in front of her fiancé Theseus, who was trying to fight and reach her, but her life ends. They began to escape from the place because the fire spreads and expands behind them and kept escaping from it, and reached the old man also and told them, "Quickly, Make a circle and hit the wand in the ground before the fire destroys the whole city. They actually divided and made their power in the ground so that they faced the fire with fire and contained it in its place, and kept trying with their power until they finally managed to win over it and end it together. Newt suddenly finds the honey thief coming to him with the chain that he stole from the evil Grindelwald so that they can go to Dumbledore afterward. Grindelwald goes at the same time with a gift wand to Credence. Newt gives Dumbledore the gift, the Blood Pact chain, and tells him, "You were pledged that you do not fight him. You can destroy it now and kill him." But Grindelwald tells Credence, "You are Dumbledore's son." The surprise was, so he stands bringing out his power and destroying the mountain. And the second part ends. The third part of the film begins with the good wizard Dumbledore, who is sitting in a restaurant, waiting. The surprise is that he is waiting for his childhood friend, the evil Grindelwald. I don't know why they changed the actor. Grindelwald tries to convince Dumbledore to stand with him on the side of the wizards to destroy the world of humans and rule the earth. However, Dumbledore insists on remaining on the right side and tries to convince Grindelwald to abandon this idea, but he fails. Grindelwald declares, "I will burn their world," and leaves, causing the restaurant to ignite. This entire scene was in Dumbledore's imagination, a virtual meeting of their making. The chain containing the blood pact wraps around his arm. Simultaneously, Newt is walking beside a river with the Qilin, the magical creature, heading to a high place in a very remote area in the forest mountains. They hear the sound of the creature they came to search for. Newt follows the sound and reaches the magical creature, which resembles a magical gazelle. The surprise is that she is giving birth. She stands up after giving birth to a small creature. Newt came on a special mission to take this legendary, rare, and awesome animal inside his suitcase, like the rest of his animals. When he opens the suitcase, he doesn't notice the arrival of the villain Grindelwald's followers. They strike and kill the mother. Newt quickly casts a protection shield, but it turns out that Credence also arrived because he wants the same creature. Newt quickly begins to escape with it, falls among the trees, and then continues running with the gazelle. They are continuously shooting at him. One follower tries to take the creature from him, but Newt hits her and continues to escape among the trees. They fire the last shot, and he falls from above, descending into the heart of the water with the creature. They all emerge on the bank, but Newt is clearly unconscious from the hit and is unable to resist Credence or prevent him from taking the creature. Credence takes the creature in his flexible bag. It is clear that this creature is very special and hides a secret. Newt wakes up and goes to the mother, who is in her last breaths. He sits beside her and says, "I am sorry." But he is surprised to find that she also gave birth to another creature. She was pregnant with twins. The mother then dies, shedding a tear. Newt opens his suitcase, and the little Niffler comes out to him. Seeing Newt like this, the Niffler quickly descends inside the suitcase again to call the magical bird. The bird indeed comes out while Newt is sleeping and begins to blow air into itself more and more until it flies with its small wings and grabs everything with its tail. It then spreads its body and begins to fly with them, starting the return journey. Meanwhile, at the villain's castle, Credence, who was sent to retrieve the special creature, is met by Grindelwald. Grindelwald tells him, "This one is very special. Her eyes see everything, and she is the one who chooses the purest person to be the ruler." Grindelwald wants the creature so he can become the ruler. He tells Credence to rest so that he can be alone with the special creature. Immediately, he slaughters it in front of Queenie, who has joined this villain after he deceived her with a few words, as he does with all his followers. On the other side, Newt and his big brother Theseus go to the small village. Newt asks the restaurant owner about Dumbledore, and the owner tells him, "My brother is waiting for you upstairs." Newt is shocked for the first time that he has a brother. Theseus is continuously wiping a mirror, and you will soon know its secret. Dumbledore brought Theseus there to tell him about the pact. He shows him the blood pact chain he made with his lifetime friend, the evil Grindelwald. This chain is what prevents him from fighting him now. He tells him, "I was stupid when I made it with him." The problem is that if he even thinks of fighting Grindelwald, the chain itself will attack him, wrap around his body, and strangle him until it kills him, as it was doing now. Dumbledore then explains to Theseus that the world will change if they do not act, because Grindelwald wants to start a war between ordinary humans and the world of wizards. He offers Theseus a chance to stand with them against Grindelwald. Theseus agrees. On the other side, Credence, the lost son who does not know his family, has dark magic known as an obscurus inside him. Queenie, who can read minds, comes to him. He says, "He sent you to spy on me, right?" She replies, "No, he only wants to know what you think." He asks her, "Then what do you see?" She replies, "You continuously think about his words because he told you that you are from the Dumbledore family and that he threw you out and abandoned you because he was ashamed of you. That's why he told you that you must kill him." He asks her to leave, but she says, "I don't tell him everything," and then she leaves. Here, he finds a message on the mirror, "Forgive me," written by someone. This is Jacob, who was abandoned by his girlfriend, Queenie, when she went with the villain Grindelwald. Jacob's shop is now empty, and his spirit is extinguished, and he is sad. The surprise is that he sees Queenie coming to visit him in the shop, and he cannot believe it. He tells her, "I missed you," and hugs her, but he ends up hugging the air. Outside in the street, someone suddenly appears, and some young men begin to bother her. She tells them, "It would be better if you raised your hands a little. I would be more afraid." One of them starts to do so. Jacob, seeing what is happening, comes out quickly with a pan. When he finds them gathered around her, he tells them, "Come on, hit me." Then Lally stands up, fixing him, revealing that this was originally a prank on Jacob. Lally has been trying for a while to convince Jacob to help them in their war, because he is the only ordinary human who knows everything about the world of wizards, and he is also Newt's friend. Jacob, the extinguished man, tells her, "No, I like this pan. I have no need for that, and you are better without me." She starts to tell him, "No, you are the ordinary human the world needs most currently because you were able to hide a lot, but you didn't do so in the previous parts." He agrees, and she immediately checks him and fixes him up completely with a little magic. Afterwards, she brings out her book to transport them, as she does every time. On the train, the team gathers, consisting of Yusuf Kama, Newt, his brother Theseus, Jacob, and then Lally arrives, along with Newt's assistant, Bunty, who is raising his creatures. Newt introduces Lally to everyone except his brother Theseus. Theseus says, "Newt, introduce me." It is clear that their relationship is still not good. Newt begins to explain the reason for their presence, telling them first that Dumbledore sent them a message stating that the villain Grindelwald can see glimpses of the future, meaning he will know any plan they make. Therefore, we must confuse him, and the best thing we do is not make a plan, he says. Afterwards, he tells Jacob that Dumbledore sent him a gift, a magical wand made of rare wood, and also something for his brother Theseus. However, the cute Niffler is unwilling to leave it. Dumbledore sent him a tie with a shiny piece, and the little thief loves shiny things. Bunty has a message that no one can read except her, and afterwards, it burns. When he comes to talk to Kama, he says, "No, I know that I need it." Jacob asks him, "Where is Tina?" He tells him, "She became head of the Ministry of Magic in America and is very busy." Theseus says, "Safe meaning this is the team that will defeat the most dangerous wizard we have fought. What luck this is." They arrive at their destination in Germany, and the non-plan begins. Bunty takes the suitcase from Newt and tells him, "No one must know anything, not even you." She takes the most precious thing with her and leaves. Kama also leaves at the same time. The four stand, pass through the wall, and go to the Ministry of Magic in Germany. Newt tells them, "We must move quickly. A poster of Grindelwald wanted for arrest is hanging here." They pass through the crowds who are continuously cheering the candidates for the elections. Grindelwald's followers are among these people, and their appearance precedes them. They enter the tea party because Newt wants to reach Vogel, the head of the German Ministry of Magic. Newt goes and tells him, "I have an urgent message from a friend," and tells him, "Do the right thing, even if it's not easy." Vogel thanks him and leaves to begin his speech to all the important attendees at the party. He tells them, "In the coming hours, we will choose a president for the entire wizarding world between two people, Liu Tao and Santos." He adds, "By the way, we must hear all voices, good and bad." They find that the villain's followers are present around them everywhere. The shock now is that Vogel officially announces the acquittal of the evil wizard Grindelwald from all charges against him. Theseus goes to arrest Grindelwald's followers, but is fooled from behind, and they are the ones who arrest him. Before his brother Newt can reach him and save him, Lally pulls him and tells him, "No, we are on their land here, and we will not be able to defeat them." They quickly leave the place. At the same time, Dumbledore and his brother are sitting in their miserable lives, talking about their sister who died because of them before, when they were fighting. It is clear that his brother does not like to talk about the past, and he looks very affected. The news of what happened in Germany reaches them. At the same time, Aberforth finds a message being written on the glass again and quickly erases it before his brother knows. But Dumbledore saw the message too. He tells him, "Aberforth, don't ask," and leaves. What was written was, "You know the feeling of loneliness." Meanwhile, Grindelwald receives the news that he is now free. He tells his assistant, "So we will leave tomorrow morning, and someone will visit us." She asks him, "Are you sure that Credence will be able to kill Dumbledore?" He replies to her, "His power is in the quill he has." Newt goes to ask about his kidnapped brother at the German Ministry of Magic. The annoying employee says, "Your brother was not under our protection." Jacob sees the same followers of the villain he saw at the party, and quickly runs after them to get Theseus back. But the door closes in their face. They come out confused about what to do until the portkey arrives to take them to Dumbledore. Dumbledore tells Newt the name of the prison where his brother is and gives him permits to enter and visit him. Afterwards, he tells Lally, "Go to the party tonight and take Jacob with you, because there will be an assassination attempt there." Dumbledore is waiting for a guest to arrive. Before Newt leaves, Dumbledore reassures him about his precious suitcase, which is currently with Bunty. He went to a professional suitcase maker and asked him to make 6 copies of it. Here, Kama comes to the villain's place to meet him. They know that he is the brother of Leda, whom Grindelwald killed in the previous part. Kama tells him, "Dumbledore sent me to spy on you, but I chose to stand on your side." Grindelwald calls Queenie, who reads minds, and asks her, "Are his words correct?" She tells him, "He chose your side. Yes, but he still carries the guilt of his sister's death and cannot forget her." Grindelwald tells Kama, "Then allow me to rid you of these memories." He begins to extract Leda's memories from Kama's brain with tears, vaporizes them in the air, and tells him, "As long as you want to join us, come." Dumbledore feels what is happening behind him. It is Credence who is intending evil. The two begin to talk. Dumbledore realizes that Credence is the one who is writing the messages on the glass mirror to his brother. Credence tells him, "I am from the same family. Your blood is my blood." Credence begins to unleash his Obscurus power and begins his attack on Dumbledore, fueled by anger and evil. Dumbledore repels it, moving from place to place and avoiding being hit. It is clear that Dumbledore's power is much stronger than Credence's. Dumbledore pulls him to an isolated place and tells him, "You shouldn't believe everything. He lied to you to make you hate me, nothing more." Credence tries to attack him again, but Dumbledore is much stronger and puts him to sleep on the water. He approaches him and tells him, "He lied to you, but our blood is indeed one. You are from my family." He apologizes to him because they did not know about him. They return to the real world, and he raises him from the ground. It is clear that every time Credence tries to reach his father, it turns out not to be his father. Newt arrives at the cursed prison to visit his brother. The guard takes his magical wand, the Qilin, the magical creature, and the little Niffler, Teddy, from him, placing them all in safekeeping. Afterwards, he lights a worm and puts it in the lantern because the world inside is dark. After he enters, an old man mocks him because Newt thinks he will leave the prison again. The villain Grindelwald goes to Germany amid the cheers of the crowds and descends among them to hear the chant of the people who have become his followers. Vogel also announces that Dumbledore will run for the presidency. Newt enters the prison and senses something. He finds a scorpion-like creature next to him, and they keep increasing around him. He finds a large hole behind him from which a terrifying sound is coming. He quickly makes a movement to make all these terrifying creatures mimic him. The two, Lally and Jacob, arrive at the party. Lally focuses on one person only until the disheveled villain arrives. Jacob sees Queenie walking with him, but she is not paying any attention to him. Newt continues walking, constantly shaking his waist. He goes to his brother Theseus, followed by an army of scorpions continuously mimicking him. He must not stop at all, so they don't attack him. Suddenly, a huge tail comes from behind, sniffing him. As soon as the lantern of the man next to them is extinguished, a big scorpion tail comes out, pulls him under, and brings him out melted. These small creatures start eating him. Newt takes advantage of the distraction and descends to his brother. He finds the path full of a second quantity of the creatures. Newt blows with his hand and makes a sound to call the Qilin and the Niffler. He makes the same movement again to make them mimic him. He and his brother continue walking, twisting their waists around them to make the creatures mimic them. Suddenly, one lantern near them goes out, and the tail comes and takes him under too, bringing him out again. Theseus and Newt continue walking. Queenie is crying, and Jacob is watching her until the villain comes and tells her to go to him, but not to Jacob, to Credence. He tells her to tell Credence, "It's not a problem that you lost in the fight." She passes by again, not paying attention to Jacob. Lally sees the criminal who wants to kill one of the candidates with poison in the juice. Lally makes the juice fly and throws it on the door, melting it. Here, Jacob goes to the villain himself and tells him, "Leave Queenie alone." One of the men says about him, "This is a hired killer." Lally controls Jacob's hand and raises it up. She also creates a storm and starts doing all the work, turning the world upside down. Jacob thinks he is the one doing this, but he sees the villain's men coming. Lally sends him a ladder of paper to climb and run quickly. She goes to him, meets him, takes him with her, and transports them from the place. Here, the little Niffler grabs the prison guard by the tie he stole from Theseus so he won't wake up. The Qilin brings Newt's magical wand, but the guard shouts, the tie unties, and falls to the ground. The Niffler jumps to catch the Qilin that is falling, but the Qilin turns out to be after the money. Newt is still walking. The problem is that his brother steps on one of the scorpions, and his lantern goes out. The big head comes out from behind them now. The two begin to escape from it everywhere. It continuously throws fire at them and chases them, besieging them from every side. They keep running. It continuously chases them with its many tails. They continuously escape from place to place among the tunnels that are collapsing on them until it pulls Theseus by the waist. The Niffler comes running with his magical wand, and the old man comes behind him, chasing the Niffler. The good Qilin flies with the magical wand to Newt, who is holding his brother. Newt grabs the wand and pulls the Niffler with the tie. The Niffler descends behind them, and then the old man's lantern goes out. They grab the tie at the last moment and are able to transport with it to another place. They find themselves in front of Newt's old magical school. When they go, they find out what Jacob did, and he becomes very famous among the children, who love him. Dumbledore tells them, "What you did was right, and he is happy." But there is a problem. The villain himself is running for the elections because of Vogel. Dumbledore then makes some work with smoke to show them the next place where the elections will be held, the Himalayas Mountains. They go to Aberforth's house in the village. When they sit down for dinner, Jacob sees the special Qilin. He tells Newt this creature is special and can distinguish people's hearts and chooses only the pure heart. The Qilin is now playing with Jacob and loves him very much. It is known that it also bows to the person it chooses. In the past, they used it to choose the president in the elections. Newt sees a message on the mirror. "I want to return home." He goes to tell Dumbledore and overhears him telling his brother Aberforth, "This is your son," referring to Credence. Newt enters and tells him, the mirror has a message written on it. Dumbledore knows it is from Credence and tells him that his brother loved someone in a far place in the past and did not know that she was pregnant with his son. Now, Credence is in a very dangerous time because this is his end due to the evil energy inside him. Now, the villain takes the special Qilin he killed and descends with it into the water to mutter some words, making it wake up again, like a zombie. When he brings it out of the water, he sees a vision in the water that there is another one. He angrily tells Credence, "Two were born." Credence says, "I don't know." Grindelwald immediately attacks him and pins him to the wall, telling him, "This is your second mistake. I will not allow you to make another mistake. This is your last attempt. Go and manage to bring the other creature. It is now with Newt." Grindelwald descends with the zombie Qilin inside the suitcase to hide it. Afterwards, he goes to Bunty, who has placed 5 suitcases in front of them, one of which is supposed to be real and the rest fake. Wait, they were supposed to be 6, not 5. Dumbledore tells them, "Each of you choose a suitcase to confuse Grindelwald's group." He tells Jacob to choose first and come with him. The two transport away. Newt goes with a suitcase afterwards. Then Lally and the rest follow. This is the place where the secret Wizarding World elections are held. Vogel, the fraud, tells them, "For the elections to be fair, we will let the special creature, the Qilin, choose by itself." Under the mountain in the village, all the people are coming to attend. But Grindelwald's followers are everywhere and are chasing the two, Dumbledore and Jacob, everywhere. Dumbledore tells Jacob, "I will leave you here now. And don't worry, the suitcase you have is empty, not real." The rest of the group, each in a different direction, try to escape from the followers until Theseus arrives at Lally's side. The two quickly attack these wizards, and with their professionalism, they defeat them one after the other with ease. But not for long. The two are restrained, and their suitcases are taken from them. Then it is Newt's turn. Jacob luckily arrives and hits the two followers. When they start chasing him, he keeps running and leaves the suitcase for them in the end. Now they have 3 suitcases. When they open the first 2, they find books, and the third contains sweets. These things start increasing wildly everywhere. Aberforth arrives at the place for his son Credence, who looks very tired now. Jacob is pulled by his arm and finds that it is Queenie, who continuously tells him, "Escape from this place," but he cannot believe that he has finally found her. They are exposed and caught. Upstairs, Newt is walking out onto the corridor with his suitcase until someone comes to him and tells him, "Come with me from this path. It will take us up." He asks her, "Who are you?" She tells him, "I am a follower of Dumbledore," but he suspects her, and she indeed turns out to be a liar and a follower of the villain. She fools him from behind, hits him, and steals the suitcase from him. The two, Comma and another, were waiting. The followers come to them with Comma the traitor, but Comma turns on them and defeats them all. Afterwards, Newt wakes up among the people and quickly starts running up. The elections begin with the creature, but the zombie Chillin passes by the 2 candidates and goes to the villain Grindelwald. Newt runs and takes the suitcase from her, but it evaporates. The Chillin has chosen the villain. All the people begin to cheer him. Grindelwald brings Queenie and Jacob and tells them, "Look at this ordinary human who tried to kill me. He wants to marry one of us, and there are many people like him." He immediately hits Jacob and casts a spell on him, telling the crowd, "Our war on them began today." The female candidate stands up and frees Jacob from the spell. Here, Credence arrives and begins to expose everything, telling them, "This creature is originally dead, and he did this to it." Newt also comes out, confirming his words, and tells them, "On the night this creature was born, 2 were born." Grindelwald asks him, "Where is your evidence?" Suddenly, in an unexpected way, the real suitcase arrives with Bunty, and it contains the second creature. When the creature looks at its dead brother, Newt says, "Sorry, forgive me, she can't hear you." Vogel, the fraud, grabs the zombie and tells them, "This is the real one," but it dies in his hand. The voting must be done again. The real Chillin now passes and does not choose Grindelwald. It descends and goes to Dumbledore, who keeps telling it, "No, choose someone else." So it leaves him and goes to the female candidate. When the Chillin does not come to Grindelwald, he attacks. Credence stands up for him and fires at him, but his father and uncle both defend him. The chain accidentally unties from Dumbledore immediately, and the blood pact is broken. Dumbledore can now attack Grindelwald, and the two indeed begin to fight together, attacking each other. Dumbledore continuously increases his power because he is the strongest wizard present. They continue attacking each other until Dumbledore leaves, not wanting to kill him, and tells him, "You are alone." Everyone celebrates the new president of the wizarding world. As soon as they gather around Grindelwald and pin him, he immediately repels their strikes and flees the place. Aberforth takes his son with him after explaining to him that he did not know about his existence, and everything becomes very good. Dumbledore says that the chain untied because he was not attacking Grindelwald. He was defending Credence. When their powers met, the chain of the pact finally untied. In the end, Jacob returns to his life and runs his sweets shop. His life sweetens, and he marries Queenie. This is the end of the trilogy, and everything becomes like honey. We will meet in a new recap. Thank you for watching.